What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and it's also like 2 a.m. But I wanted to bring you guys a Dino Wrestler deck profile. Now, this is funny because it's Dino Wrestlers, and why am I up at 2 a.m. doing a Dino Wrestler deck profile? And that's because I figured out some really cool combos with Dino Wrestlers. I was showing it off, I was testing it, and it was actually really, really cool. So it's a deck profile that like I've had trouble finding online to find good profiles. Some of the profiles I've seen are like, they do the replays, but you can tell like it's the one in the lifetime. Like every single time they did a replay or they put a replay on, it's like you have to open the perfect hand, perfect combo. With my build, I think like you get really consistent combos, and I'm gonna show you at the end of this video a 1-card combo. Well, it's essentially a 1-card combo. The only other thing you need to do is like open other monsters, but essentially it doesn't matter what other monsters you open, you just need to have other monsters in your hand. And if you open these other monsters, you finish your board with like a Firewall plus a Gryphon in your main monster zone. So not in your extra monster zones, they'll be in your main monster zones. So they're gonna be like immune to like cyber dragons, whatever, and then they'll have an Ibli on their side of the field. And then now with that, it's like, so they can't special summon monsters. They can't link, or they can technically link into monsters, but all their monsters that are special summoned, if they get rid of Ibli somehow, they're gonna have their effects negated. I think it's a really cool profile, and it works really well. And if you open like really busted, you can finish with that plus a rank 4, or sometimes you can finish with that and a Dino Wrestler Prankatrops. And Prankatrops, if you guys don't know, I'll explain it in the video, but it's a really, really good card. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with the monsters. Most of the cards we play are monsters. The last, I think, 10 cards or 11 cards might be spells, but most of the deck is gonna be monsters. So you're gonna start off by playing 3 of all the main Dino Wrestler cards, and this is because you need to say the name as fast as possible. So you're gonna be playing 3 of the cap. I actually don't even know their names, so I'm just gonna separate them here so you guys can see them. 3 of the Capaptera, 3 of this. Okay, by the way, I'm really sorry I'm proxying this. I went to Sneak Peek. This set's not technically even out yet, but I went to Sneak Peek, and I could not for the life of me get 3 of these. For some reason, nobody in their commons, their bulk, I mean, had this. I literally only had 1, but you need to play 3 because this guy's actually the best one. And the reason he's the best one is because when he's special summoned, you can add a Dino Wrestler monster from your deck to your hand. Which is obviously really, really good because it generates you more monsters in your hand, which also generates possible more like link plays and extending your plays. And then you're gonna play 3 of my favorite Prankatrops. Now in the deck, it's actually funny because it's not even the best one. I think this one's the best one in the deck, but this card is really, really good, especially if you go second. It's a Cyber Dragon basically on the summon, and then you can pop any Dino Wrestler card you control to pop a card essentially that your opponent controls. Which is obviously very, very strong. It helps you get over stuff, so this is really, really good. These 2, their effects don't really necessarily matter in a deck profile like this, but if you guys want to know, so I can put this right here. So if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. That's okay, I guess. Like a lot of them have these kind of effects where like if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. So, but the deck itself just generally, like generically, doesn't work on its own. Like it's not very strong at all. So I think the way I built it here is the best way to like play it. And yeah, like right now I'll show you the Dino Wrestlers, but eventually you'll see more. And then this card cannot be destroyed by battle if it's attack position. If it's attack, you change the defense position at the end of the damage step. During semi-phase, if this card is in defense position, you can special summon 1 Dino Wrestler, another one of itself, I guess, from your deck. So kind of useless. You don't need these ones, but you need all the names as possible, or as many names as possible. Then just for extenders, you are running 3 Gillosaurus, just a dinosaur, which is actually important, and then summons monsters on the field. That's it for your dinosaur monsters. You actually do play a lot more monsters, but that's it for your dinosaur monsters. And I think this is like essential because all of these names are very, very important. The next cards you play are obviously Triple Predator Plant Orphan Scorpio and 1 Darling Tonia Cobra. So you are playing a brilliant package in this, and I'm going to show you guys a combo. Trust me, it all makes sense, but this is key to the combo. And actually, the 1-card combo is just if you open Orphan Scorpio plus any like 2 monsters. So it's technically I guess you could say it's a 3-card combo, but it really is only just a 1-card combo because 90% of your deck is monsters anyways. So you'll always have monsters in your hand regardless for the most part. And the cards in the deck that are not monsters search monsters. So regardless, like I think you're always gonna have it. Then another extender is Goblinberg. Now this card might not be the best card. You can play I think you can technically play like something like Junk Forward or something, but Goblinberg is actually really, really good because when you get the extra normal, opening Goblinberg is actually really good. You obviously get like the extra normal, plus he gets a special. And a lot of times if you open a card like Goblinberg with this guy, unfortunately the one I have to proxy, if you open this is actually really strong because this is going to normal, special this out, and then this is going to get the effect of search. So essentially opening like an Orpheus Scorpio plus this card in hand, forget the Golemberg, but Orpheus Scorpio plus this card in hand is just like insane in this deck. So it's really, really strong. So yeah, that's why I play 3 Golemberg, just literally just an extender. Another extender is 3 Perform Mage Hat Tricker. Actually, when I was going through the deck and building it, it's Earth, so you can make Mrs. Radiant, which is actually pretty relevant in this. It's also pretty good because if your opponent plays like a Floodgate, like I think Gozen is the one with attributes. You know, this card dodges that because most of your deck, other than I guess the present plants and stuff, are Earths. This card's actually really cool because if there are 2 more monsters on the field, you can special summon this card. That's it. It's not a once per turn effect. It doesn't say any of that. So this card, like I knew Hat Tricker was a thing, but like I never like took in like, yo, if you just control 2 more monsters, you special summon this. So you can open 2 of these, and literally with 1 card you're gonna get multiple monsters on the field. So literally opening multiple of these is actually not even bad. Then I'm playing 1 Damage Juggler and 1 Trick Clown, and that's literally because like the Predator Plant engine or the Brilliant Fusion engine. The reason I decided to play both of these, it's actually really good. One, if you open Trick Clown, Damage Juggler is another light that you can send for Seraphonite, and then if you actually do send Damage Juggler, there's actually been plays where, in testing, where you open the Trick Clown and then actually sending Damage Juggler is a little bit better because you can send Damage Juggler, banish it to get the Hat Trigger, and then when you summon this through like a Firewall or something, send it to the graveyard, you'll actually end up getting this back, plus you have a Hat Trigger summon. So this is actually really, really strong, and like again, like anything you do, this will like basically pay off. Then last monsters, you're playing obviously 1 Garnet, 1 Ibly. You never want to draw these, that's why you're playing 1-on-1. And if you draw them, it's like, I guess the combos that I'm talking about are not necessarily dead, but you just have to play around it, which kind of sucks. But yeah, 1 Garnet, 1 Ibly, essential in the deck. And then for the spell cards, guys, we don't play any traps, but for the spells, Triple Brilliant Fusion, standard. Opening it is really good. Scorpion, and then obviously getting it off Scorpion, whatever, is really, really good. 3 Fossil Dig because 90% of your deck is also, 90% of your monsters are dinos. And Fossil Dig literally gets you basically any card in your deck except for Prankatrops. That's perfectly fine. 2 Call by the Grave. You need this because you need to dodge hand traps, and hand traps are very relevant, and this is a combo deck, so you want the combos to go off. 1 Rhoda to search your Goblinberg. And again, like I said, if you open the Rhoda, it's fine because it's going to search you a monster, which is good. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge, because actually opening these can actually extend your combo. And I haven't found a way right now to extra link with this deck. If you guys find a way, obviously let me know. Yeah, and that's it for the 40 card main deck, guys. I'll show you guys the extra deck right now. So for the extra deck, this is cards that you need to play, I think. 1 Knightmare Gryphon, 1 Firewall, because you literally end on this combo, and it's really, really strong. It's a lot stronger than people give it credit for, in my opinion. 1 Unicorn, 1 Summon Sork. This is the most busted card in the format right now. This and Isolde are definitely the 2 best cards in the game right now. Like, literally, it's a Summon Sork Isolde format. You can't play Isolde in this, but you can play Summon Sork. 1 Proxy because Goblin is gone. Proxy is really good. 1 Misses because everything's Earth. I played 1 Underclock Taker, but I'm going to tell you guys can actually take this out and play a Boral Sword. And because I realized also going second, this deck isn't horrible just because you do play a card like Prankatrops. And so Prankatrops makes going second in this deck actually not really hard. So I realized that like because you can still spam out monsters, maybe making a level 4 or link 4 like Boral Sword is actually really strong. So I'm actually not playing the Boral Sword right now just because like for combo purposes you need them. And then so I'm playing this 2 Nightmares, again just combo purposes. 1 Reaper Docus, again combo purposes. 1 Mermaid, 1 Seraphonite. I'm playing the Logia because most of your monsters are dinos and you can actually finish off on that. 1 Dweller as well, 1 Exiton Knight. So this is 15 cards, guys. But I'm going to tell you right now that you can, if you want, play the Boral Sword Dragon instead of the Underclock Taker. And that's because I just noticed that like going into Underclock Taker, I don't do that often. So I'm just going to pull the Boral Sword right here for you guys. But going into Underclock, I don't do that often. It's okay going second as well because you can make Underclock, make their monsters weaker and stuff. But if you can fit a Boral Sword, maybe even take out the Exiton or take out a rank 4. But fitting in the Boral Sword is very possible in this deck, very easy to make. So yeah, that's it for the 15 card extra deck. This is the Boral Sword. You can obviously take something else to play the Boral Sword. Boral Load works just as well. And I'm going to get to the combo right now. Okay, so like I said, guys, for this combo, you're going to need the Orphis Scorpio. But unfortunately, so it is a 1-card combo technically, but you're going to need 2 monsters in your hand. This is because you need to be able to ditch a monster for Scorpio, and you need a normal summon. An extra normal summon to get the summon Sork effect off. So in this case, we'll literally just use these 2 Dino. I'm not even gonna show you guys what we could do with the better Dino Wrestler guy, because I just want to show you literally like you open garbage cards. Like if you open these, you're still in a good position, because even though these do nothing for you, you literally just need them as monsters, and that's all that matters. This is the only card that'll get you like crazy plays. So essentially, here what I'm gonna do is actually, I'm just gonna move the camera up a little bit so that I can show you guys the entire playmat. Okay, cool. So so you're gonna normal summon your Orphis Scorpio, okay? You're gonna activate effect and you're gonna pitch your monster. It doesn't matter what monster you're gonna pitch. Let's put the graveyard right here. So you're gonna pitch this monster, and you're gonna get you're gonna summon this card, Darlingtonian Cobra from deck. Darlingtonian Cobra is gonna activate, and you're gonna get your Brilliant Fusion. Now, for the sake of this, let's just say we started with 3 cards. So let's just say we started with 2 other cards in our hand. Doesn't matter what it is. These are not important, but I just need to show you guys that you start with 2 other cards here. So what's important now is not to make Seraphinite right away. You're gonna link these 2 off to make your Reaper-Docus, okay? So Reaper-Docus is actually very key to this combo, and I'll show you guys why in a second. So now you're gonna activate your Brilliant Fusion, okay? And once you activate your Brilliant Fusion, you're going to send the Garnet, obviously. And we'll send a Trick Clown, okay? So this is actually really, really strong, because now Trick Clown, you're going to get an extra monster on your field. Don't know why I shuffled my deck there, but whatever. So you're going to summon Seraphina. Now Trick Clown's going to come and summon back, and you're just going to summon Trick Clown here. This is actually very important. The zoning is actually very important, because you need both of these zones available. So you can't summon Trick Clown anywhere but these 2 last zones. Technically, you can summon it here and then make your summon Sork here, but it's just safer to just do it like this way, because you need these 2 zones available. So now, here's your graveyard. Not very important right now, but that's your graveyard. That's your field. So you're gonna now link. You're gonna activate Reaper-Docus effect to make Seraphinite a Dino, and then you're gonna get the extra normal summon first to normal summon here, and then you're gonna link these 2 off to make summon Sorcerers. So now you have this. Now you're gonna target the Dino Wrestler, Cappy or whatever, Cappy or Raptor, whatever, and you're gonna get another Dino from deck. Now you can literally get any Dino if you wanted to. You can get the Prankatrops here. That's obviously very strong. You can get this guy. The effect will not activate because it doesn't negate effect. However, if you do get this guy, you can eventually Firewall, bounce it back to your hand, special summon it back, and then get its effect later. So we'll just do that in this case. So let's get this guy, and you summon Stego here. So now, obviously, no effect at this point. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to use the Trick Clown and the other Dino card to make a Cerberus. Okay. Then you're going to use Sorceress and this Dino to make a Firewall. Boom. Okay, cool. Simple enough. Now, this is in your main monster zones, by the way. So I'll just put them down just to show you guys. These are the main monster zones. This is the extra monster zone, okay? We'll use this sleeve as a divider, okay? So main monster zones right now, okay? Cool. So now that you have this, you can link away Cerberus to make Mermaid. Now you're going to activate Mermaid's effect. You're not going to activate Firewall's effect, but you're going to activate Mermaid's effect to pitch a card, okay? So it doesn't matter what it is. Sure, Soul Charge. You would never want to pitch that in real life, but whatever. To summon Ibli. Okay? Cool. Now, Knightmare Unicorn is going to net you a draw. So in this case, you drew the called, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. So now you have Knightmare, Ibli, and Firewall Dragon. Now, so what you're going to do is you can actually activate the Firewall Dragon effect now to bounce back the Stegosaurus or Stegosaurus back to your hand, okay? So now that's back in your hand. Now you're going to link these 2 away to make a Proxy Dragon, okay? Now you're going to activate Firewall effect. Oh, sorry. Then you're going to activate Ibli effect to give your opponent the Ibli. So let's move this down. We'll give our opponent the Ibli here, and this is what's on the field currently, okay? Cool. This is your hand still. So you have 3 cards in hand right now still. So then you're gonna activate the Firewall effect, special summon the Stegosaurus or Stegosaur, whatever. Then you're gonna activate its effect, obviously, to net you a Dino. So let's just net you this. Now this combo, keep in mind, this combo gets better if these two cards are more monsters, because the more monsters you have, obviously the more you're gonna link summon. But this is just the 1-card combo for Firewall and Gryphon. So then you're gonna link these two away, okay, to summon Knightmare Unicorn. Firewall's gonna trigger. You're gonna summon this, okay. So now that you have this, you can obviously link these two and make Gryphon. So there's your combo right there, and this 1-card combo essentially nets you an Ibly on the opponent's side of the field. Okay, so an Ibly on your opponent's side of the field, a Gryphon and a Firewall in your main monster zone. So this way, this is actually really strong, and maybe people won't understand how strong it is right away. But the reason this is strong is because they're not in your extra monster zones, and so for this reason, they can't actually Cyber Dragon you. You have Knightmare Gryphon, which will negate all special summon monster effects, which is obviously really strong. They have Ibly, so they're going to have to get over your monster somehow. They're going to have to get Ibly off the field somehow before they do anything to begin with. And then if they do link summon away, like, it's just, I don't know, like, this is really, really strong. And you also have to keep in mind that if you have 2 cards in your hand, right, if these 2 cards were Goblinsburg, if these 2 cards were a Trick Clown, were a Hat Tricker, you get more monsters on the field, and you can potentially end with another rank 4 on the field. So in this case, the last 2 cards were, okay, so Called by the Grave, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is actually really strong here because you can Monster Reborn back your Prankatrops, which is really strong. And then you also have a Called by the Grave set for when your opponent tries to play, you have Called by the Grave. So that's it for guys, for the combo and the deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe to the channel. And with that, guys, SPANK signing out. Peace.